News tonight in the work to make sure your tax money isn't wasted. The state is about to hire dozens of new workers, all to keep an eye on government money. Call 6 investigator Kara Kinney has been tracking government corruption for years and joins us now with what this means. Kara?
Well, the State Board of Accounts uncovers when your tax dollars are being misspent, and they also track when public officials abuse your trust. But due to a 30% staffing reduction in recent years, they've had to halt audits at certain libraries and schools. Well, today that agency is happy to tell us they're going to beef up their staffing thanks to a number of bills that just passed in the state legislature. Paul Joyce spent a lot of time at the State House this legislative session asking lawmakers for help. The state examiner for the State Board of Accounts says his agency is so short-staffed, some libraries and school audits are on hold. But the legislature heard his plea and passed a number of bills to help the State Board of Accounts, which will see an additional $7.5 million in funding. The agency plans to beef up staffing with 75 to 100 more workers, but Joyce warns it will take a while.
To go out there and hire that many qualified individuals and train them right off the bat, it's not going to happen overnight.
The Call 6 investigators have told you about many cases involving public employees misusing taxpayer dollars, and those investigations often start with the State Board of Accounts.
It's definitely about making government better. As far as weeding out and the corruption that goes on in local government. If you're not there, you're not going to find it.
Local government, like cities and towns, will now be audited on a risk and need basis rather than just what the calendar says. They'll now be charged $175 a day for audits, up from $45 a day.
There's a good incentive for municipalities to have their records in better condition and pay attention to whom they hire to keep those records, because when we come in, it's going to cost them less if they're ready to go when we're there to do the audit.
Joyce hopes the new approach will help them focus on troubled communities, but he warns it's not a solution to all government corruption.
Sometimes it's just arrogance and greed, and whenever that comes into play, it's anybody's game.
And new legislation says local government will be audited based on how risky they are. However, they still need to be audited at least every 4 years. I'm Call 6 investigator Kara Kinney.